Sunday. I hope everybody had a beautiful week, a relaxing week, a productive week, whatever kind of week that you needed. Mine was really hectic and really stressful, and I almost did not get this video out, but I'm really excited that I did because it's so much freaking fun. So fun. For those of you that are new, my name is Orly, and this is the DIY Designer. I do really fun DIY fashion and home decor. And really, my goal is to give you the tools that you need so you can customize your own closet and your own home in a way that really represents your own style. So while I do DIYs on this channel that represent my style, I hope that the techniques and the tutorials give you inspiration and ideas for how you could kind of tweak them to your own. And today is a really fun one. We're tackling sunglasses. It's just happy and fun and playful. You can make them over the top or subtle, whatever you want. And it is really inexpensive because you barely need anything. All you're really gonna need are some sunglasses, obviously. If possible, I recommend sunglasses that don't have a super rounded frame. It just gives you a flatter surface to adhere things to. So if possible, I recommend that. Glue-wise, I would do an E6000 if you can. Something that goes on clear, dries clear, and doesn't dry so fast that you don't have any flexibility in sort of finagling and tweaking things should you need to. I wouldn't do super glue. It dries too fast. And then lastly, it's really just some fun little odds and ends that you might even have left over. That's what I did. I had some flat back pearls. I had some random rhinestones, random trim. And if you are new to the channel, I hope you'll subscribe and make sure to click those notifications, because without subscribing to notifications, you never know when I have a video. And that's a real bummer. Let's get right into it. I hope you guys love this one. It's super fun. All right, so let's get started. You're gonna need sunglasses, some glue. I started off with super glue, but again, I do not recommend that. You're gonna want a gem grabber and then just different trims, crystals, whatever the heck you want. I have these little tiny containers, and it's super helpful when you buy new crystals because you can keep everything really organized. Now, my plan was to do the smallest crystals all along the bottom here. And originally I grabbed the super glue, and the issue is that, like I said, it dries so fast and so strong that it gives you no time to adjust and make sure things are straight. Even that slight bit of unevenness really bothered me, so I grabbed some pliers, ripped them off, and got my E6000. E6000 is gonna be a really good solution here because it goes on clear, dries clear, has a little bit of flexibility, and has a little bit of drying time so that if I need to move things around after the fact, I can totally do that. So I'm starting off with all of my smallest crystals and just using my little gem grabber and going 1 inch at a time. I'd really only put about 1 inch of glue, fill it up, then move on to the next. Now you can see I'm starting to gradually go to larger crystals. And if you're gonna do something like that, I really recommend separating your crystals by size beforehand and also flipping as many of them over as you can beforehand. It'll allow you to move at a much faster pace so that all you need to do is grab the gem grabber, grab the crystal, and move on. Sorry, can you hear that helicopter? Holy cow, my house is shaking. All right, when I got to the top is when let me rephrase that. I decided to go to the top next because I knew I was gonna use my largest crystals, and I thought it would probably make sense to do my very bottom and my very top and then kind of mix the next 2 or 3 sizes in the space in between. I didn't want to blend and then get to the top and not have room for the big fat guys. So I did the big fat guys first, glued them on, and then used my fingers to make sure that they were lined up really nice and even all along the frame so that they didn't eat into the actual lenses at all. And you can see it's looking pretty good. Now I've got about 1 inch or 1.25 inches, I'd say, to blend the other 2 sizes. So I'm just gonna do that. It's a step and repeat process. And you're just gonna fill it in until the entire thing is done. You can go ahead and do the sides if you want, the part that goes over your ears, or leave them blank. That's up to you. Now, next up, I grabbed some old flat back pearls that I had. I have them from a shoe DIY that I did, and I decided to do it on these round sunglasses. Now, when you do something like this, I do recommend sort of starting in one place where you would notice if it was uneven. For me, I felt like that would be at the bridge of the nose. If those pearls didn't line up evenly on the right and left, I feel like it would look off, whereas the rest could be a little less perfect. So I started there, and now I'm adding my glue, and because these are so fast to pick up, I don't need a little gem grabber, I did half of the sunglasses on the bottom, added them on, half on the top. Now, you're never gonna know exactly how many you can fit until you do it. And that's why the flexibility of glue is really important. I tried to fit one more in and it didn't quite fit. So I need to eat up that little bit of space by slowly sliding and adjusting each one over and evenly distributing that space through all, whatever it was, 12 or 15 pearls that I had. Once they were evenly distributed and everything felt really even, I just did the same thing to the other side. Now, I'm gonna add a little more to this later, but for now I thought I was done and I put them off to the side to dry. Now, this is a really cool trim. My neighbor actually gave this to me. It's like a gold trim with little itty bitty pearls set into like the little prongs. Really cool, it has like a real vintage vibe. I got these sunglasses at Target and I thought they were perfect for this trim detail. So I cut a piece kind of to length, not exactly, maybe about an inch bigger than I needed it, just so that it was easier to work with. When it was attached to the roll, it like weighed down the piece and it kept pulling it off the sunglasses. So I cut a piece and now I have a little bit more flexibility to kind of drape it on top of the glue, make sure everything is laying evenly. And again, it's really important that you use your fingers to feel for the edge of the frame. It's actually not so much about looking at it as it is about feeling it. You can feel the frame and you can feel where it should go. And so use your fingers to adjust it until it's even. Once it's even, I cut off that teeny bit of excess, which was maybe an inch, maybe not, added that last bit of glue, and then seamed it up. Now, this is where I decided to kind of complete the pair. I wanted to add the little trim across the bridge of the nose and along the sides, the part that's gonna go on your ear. Once I did this, I thought it would be really cute to do a similar vibe with the pearl ones. And you see all those little itty bitty pearls there that are sitting on the table? Again, these were leftover from a DIY that I did when I had shoes, and I just have them in Ziploc bags. So I grabbed my little gem grabber and for some reason did this out of frame, I apologize. And I just added them, little guys. And it is really nice because it adds in the detail where it ties into the big bold pearls you have on the front, but in a more delicate way. All right, well, I'm gonna go model these for you. It was awkward. There's a lot of this. Just like slow motion head tilting. Real awkward. But the sunglasses are really, really fun and playful, and there's just so many ideas. So really think outside the box, do something that's gonna represent your own style. And I'll see you guys here next week. I hope you all have a beautiful week. Thanks for being here. I love you and appreciate you. Mwah. Thank you.